Alright guys, I'm back for one more video for you guys. So today we're going to be working on this part right here. Now let's go, before we actually start drawing, let's go identify some problems we might be having. So we have obviously kind of like a rectangle piece. Oh, let me make this a little bit thicker. There you go. Have like our just basic rectangle piece. But then right now we have a giant cylinder. You see that cylinder? Okay. Before you actually start drawing, let's go break down what happens to cylinders whenever you get whenever you see them in a side drawing. So like right here, let's just kind of make a quick little one. So we're gonna have like our top view. Let's make it like you have a water bottle. If you guys have a water bottle, just pretend you're doing this, but get a circle, like a rounded feature. This is just kind of close enough. So when you have a rounded feature, this is your top view, right here, top, front, and let's go put a right hand view right here, okay? So whenever you get like just any kind of cylinder looking thing, it's kind of just becomes a rectangle or a square or just kind of like anything really. You don't know how thick it is. Let's just say this is like a water bottle. So I'm gonna project downwards right here. Project this downwards. Project this downwards. Okay. And then, like I said, we don't know how deep we're going, but let's go make it like this deep. Upwards, like make it like 5. This is just kind of like, you don't have to draw this, but this is just kind of a demonstration on what happens to circles. Circles just look like rectangles, okay, when you project them into other views. If it's like a dome, you're gonna get like weird half circles, but let's not worry about that right now. Like I said, any kind of any kind of like rounded surface always turns out to be a little bit weird when you're projecting it into another view. But for the most part, if it's kind of curved, like if you have a fillet, you're not gonna see a vertex here. Like if this was just like a rectangle and a fillet right here, I guess just bear with me on how this looks like. If this is like a fillet, you're not gonna see any lines. This is actually gonna look the same if this was like an edge, okay? This is just a quick little demo. Let's go project it. I'm just kind of eyeballing everything right now, so. Okay, maybe not eyeballing. Okay. Click right here, bring it over here. Make sure it's 45 degrees. I think it's 45. And, oh, we don't actually need to do all that stuff, by the way, but like I said, we're just gonna be perfect. So project this downwards, project this downwards. Okay, then project, let's go project this point over here. Okay, project it. There we go. And this is what our weird little cylinder thing would look like in, like I said, this is what it will look like in your right view and your top view. This is kind of just a little hint to kind of what, like I said, this is just going to kind of be a little hint on what's going to be happening here. And if you notice, the cylinder has a hole in it too. We don't know how deep that hole goes. We're just going to assume it goes all the way down. And that's a pretty safe assumption. Okay, so now let's actually get started. Let's go, instead of working on the hard part first, let's actually start doing something pretty easy. Let's just get the basic shape, like our principal dimensions. So about, let's see, this is this is the tip right there. Bring this down. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3 up. If you guys want to double check. 1, 2, 3. And how many of this is in? This is the furthest point to the left. Project this downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me double check that that's right. Is it right? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Let's just double check. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Let me just, sorry. Sometimes, like I said, these things get a little bit confusing. Let me zoom in. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure I'm doing a good job for you guys. Let me just double check some extra things. Okay, now project this upwards. Make a box. Okay, sometimes if you don't know what's going on, just make a box. Project lines, if it would let me. Okay. Project lines. Okay. So that's our intersection point right here. Do the same thing right here. So we're just getting a general shape of how much space this entire object is going to take. If we were to make a box, like imagine you're getting an Amazon package, this is what you're getting. Like imagine your box just fits perfectly around that object you just bought. The poor warehouse worker has to find the perfect size box for that. Hold up, wait a second. Am I tripping out? No, I'm not tripping out. Okay. Fix this up. Like I said, we're just putting a box around it, just for our general idea, okay? Let's get one more. Let's go make this one yellow. I think that's yellow. Or green, I can't tell. Right there, it's right there. Okay, right here, it's right there. Right here. Oh, what the heck? I think I'm tripping out again. Hold up, I realized something. It's good to kind of have an idea of how much space it is because I'm getting a little confused on this part, as you can tell. Okay, so I know the general height is going to be 3. If we look at this, 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, that's I'm counting the lines, not the. That's my bad again. Okay, so count the boxes. 1, 2, 3. Count this downwards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Right here. Okay, there we go. This is making more sense now. Okay, project this way. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Project this way one more time. Okay, now we have our box. Okay, sorry for this, took a little bit longer than I was planning, but we can have a box. Our yellow is going to be actually our hidden for right now. Let's just keep that for right now, just because it stands out. But you have our box. It's going to be a 3 high, so 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay. I'm going to pause it really quick. I'm going to put BRB. Okay, give me a second. Okay. So it is about 7 units length, okay? It's been throwing me off just because some of the other drawings have been, yeah, and actually if we double check, radius 1, 2, 1, 2, okay. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit more double checking. Okay, actually getting the center of this circle, just to kind of guess this idea. This center actually lines up with this point right here. I said this, I know, I was planning on making this really quick, but, you know, I'm getting a little distracted. So 5, yeah, 7, okay. Yes, I'm very good at counting, as you can see. I'm very good at counting to 7. Very smart guy. Okay, I'm a college student. Okay, let's go clear up our drawing. And then we have our principal dimensions. Let's go just, like I said, we're going to focus on this bottom, like, lip-looking thing first before we actually start the cylinder. So, we know that the total length is going to be 7. So let's go find our starting point. Let's go put it right here. Okay, project this. So 6. Okay, 6 right there, plus 1, 7. And then how thick is that drawing again? It is... Okay, let me just get that. Okay, we've drawn this part already, and we're going to go up 1. If you project this here to here, okay, we're just going up 1, okay? This is going to be the really easy part. Okay, we're going to go up 1 here. Okay, and then let's go check this out. If you notice on our cylinder, the surface will actually end here. The reason why is because this will kind of converge right here. It'll kind of become a tangent line, and once it becomes tangent, it becomes part of the cylinder. So if you have a 3D program, sometimes there'll be a line here. It'll force a line, like in SolidWorks and AutoCAD will do it. I think if you turn a setting in AutoCAD, it'll fix it up a little bit. Same thing with SolidWorks. It's just up to how it is, but some programs, if you do like a 3D model to double check this, you'll get that line. There's no line there, okay? There's no line there. Once it makes that tangent curve, it'll kind of go there. So let's just kind of guess how long that line is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go 5 to our left. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. And then if you notice, you have actually the radius of the cylinder. We could actually start that right now, but let's go just wait a little bit. You see how we have a crease right here? A vertex is going to be visible right here. There's going to be one right here. So we could actually just start doing that really quick. 1, 2, and we already have that edge. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Let's see if I can fix that. Oops. There you go. So get that line, project it downwards. I think right here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay. So this is just kind of that flat surface. Let's go project it kind of to our right. So let's go make it 4 grids to the right. So I said, what is our principal dimension? What is our depth? I believe it is 3. Let's go double check. No, it's actually 4. Okay. The 3 is the height. Okay, so let's go get that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick this point right here. Then hopefully you're following along. I forgot to tell you guys in the beginning, make sure you get your flat edge. Make sure you get your pencil, eraser. It doesn't have to be a special pencil, but if you have the special pencils, that's very good too. Those are very nice. I had a very nice one. I lost it a long time ago, and I just never bought one again. Okay, so we go up one because we share the thickness from this point to this point. See that? We share that thickness. So I guess we're only focusing on the front surface first. That little flat spot because it's the easiest, okay? We need a general idea of what is going on. Okay, like I said, draw your rectangle. Okay, let's go fix that again. I try to keep the straight line tool sometimes. Let's see, bring this downwards. Okay, so, and then if we look at where that vertex would be on our front view, we actually have a surface right here that would be visible because of the slope. If you remember, it's a slope, it's visible in two sides just from the way it's orientated. If you go to the top view, it's going to be straight down. The line with the light going to next to it will be parallel to the surface, so that's why you don't see it. On your front view, you see the surface. On your right view, you see the surface. So we got to make sure it's visible on both sides. Okay. Visible on both sides, so just gonna draw that line downwards. Sweet. Okay. So now we can start that cylinder part. Now this seems pretty complicated. Probably like, oh man, I gotta start drawing curves and stuff like that. Don't worry about it. So we could do two things. We could either start on our top view, or we could actually just do everything in the right view first, actually, because we know with cylinders they're just gonna look like a rectangle. So let's go kind of get the height, and we actually already have our radius. Our radius is actually going to be right here. It's actually visible because if we follow this line right here, that is actually given already because of this spot right here. See that? Right here. That spot right there. We actually already drew that part. So we actually have the furthest left point of that cylinder. We just need our height. We also need to find the center. But remember where that line disappeared earlier? This one right here? Once this line reaches a tangent with the circle, it'll follow the curve, because that's just how it works. It just will just do that. I don't have a more complicated situation. It's just how it is, I guess. I mean, if you want a mathematical proof, there might be a reason for it. But like I said, we have a perfect circle. We have a radius of 2, and this inner one has a radius of 1. We'll keep that in for later. Let's go ignore that little cutout for right now. So, like I said, our center of the circle would actually be visible right where that tangent, right where that line begins to disappear. So let's actually just start kind of. So let's just mark it with something like if you have a construction line, just make a really thin line. I'm just going to use a thick yellow line to kind of help us out. Okay. So what was our height again? Our height should be 3 because I got that mixed up with our depth. So about 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have a height of 3. So let's go kind of get that right here. So up. 1, 2, 3. Sweet. And then we could just kind of, we have our radius. A radius is half a diameter, so we know that we have a radius of 2. Our diameter is 4. So let's just draw a line of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Project this way. Then we could project this downwards, okay? There's no connecting the dots in this one, surprisingly, but I mean, there's a way to do it if you wanted to. Okay, so we're just kind of like just drawing our front view first, and we actually have all our object lines set up, okay? Now, let's actually just start drawing that top view before we forget. Or let's go get that right view first, actually. If you notice something about our right view, our diameter of the circle is 4. If you see the total depth of this rectangle, it's actually just 4. So let's just, fix this all up really quick. So project this height. Like I said, if you already know the height, we know it's 3. But like I said, I'm just going to project it just so you guys know where this will kind of end. So it'll make it easier for when you guys need to project more stuff. The drawing on your exam, if I remember, was a lot more difficult than what is given on homework. So there we go. Oops, that is not right. That is okay. I know sometimes I say close enough is good enough, or like perfect is just being good enough, but like I said, I'm just being a little picky right now. Right here. Sweet. And then we're gonna get this point right here. Just connect the dot now. So use your straight edge. And then let me actually go show you kind of what you could do with the straight edge. So I'm just going to go right here, right here. If you have your ruler, I don't like using this because actually I was going to use this initially, but it becomes really laggy when you try using it, especially when you're recording. But like I said, if you're going to try projecting stuff, you could just, like I said, this is pretty, okay, it's not perfect, but there we go. So right here, just, I think I could grab it. Yeah, I could grab it. Oh. Okay. Let me go hide this. I'm gonna move it really quick. So I said this is a good trick. Just kind of line it up with what you need to. Get your ruler. I said I could have been using this, but you know, like I said, I think just the way that my tools are working, I think I should just use it like this. You can just kind of get your line. Like I said, just this is how you kind of draw your line when you're using a ruler. See that? Now it's perfectly straight. Okay, like I said, we'll just ignore that. I got a little distracted right there. Okay, so we know our distance right here. Try to keep this distance between the drawings same on both sides, just to be more uniform. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I believe there is an equation for this. I don't remember it, but you know, it's there. Just make sure your drawing fits because you're given a grid and you got to make sure it fits in the grid. So just make sure, identify your principal dimensions, kind of like get that rectangles first before you actually do it because you might be given a smaller grid than you are planning. So. Okay, last thing you want to do is erase your top view or your right view and then just make it all weird. I mean, it'll still work out. You'll still get your miter line even if it's like 2 apart because the depth is all that really matters for this, but just be a little bit uniform, make sure it's nice. And we know our depth right here is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Get this point right here. Actually, let's go get that ruler. Line that with 4. There we go. And then just kind of start drawing that line, I guess. Hopefully, did that work? I can't tell if that worked. Yeah, it worked. Okay. Maybe I should have been doing this from the beginning. Okay. So, let's go get our miter line so you can start projecting things. Okay. Should go to the 45-degree angle. Since it's a little bit off, like I said, try to make sure everything is like corner to corner or just a 45-degree angle. There's a method to do that. I don't have it memorized, but there is a method. Okay. Or you could just count the boxes 4, 4, connect the dots. Okay, so now we could just start start drawing. So we know that this is the front surface right here. If we look at our isometric view again, it's just a 2x1 surface. So let's go back here. So 2 in depth, up 1. Okay, but we don't have to worry about that. We just know that we have a line of 2. So 1, let me go get that marker, correct color. There we go. Draw this downwards. Okay. And we're just 2, and then we know that, let's go project this. Like I said, we can actually connect the dots right here. Project this upwards. Okay. Connect the dots from this point right here to right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now we could actually could project one more thing. So we're actually going to project these edges again, okay? We know that there's going to be a circle. I don't like that. Let's go delete that. Delete that. Okay, project this upwards. So point this way up here. I don't like that either, but you know what? I'll fix it. Okay, there's a little arrow there, but you know what? That's fine. Yeah, I meant to put that arrow there. You know what we could do? I'm tired of just drawing lines. Let's just copy and paste that. So do a more vertical line at the edge right here. And if you notice, we have another 4x4 square, but this one's actually different because we know that our diameter for that circle is 4. So we know that there's going to be, like I said, just pay attention to the points. We know that there's going to be, it's like the circle is going to be tangent to this point right here, tangent to this point right here, tangent to this, tangent to this. We could actually just start drawing our circles. So just kind of, I said, draw the circle as best as you can. I said, I'm just kind of, if you have your compass, this is where your compass will be handy. Just make sure you get the center point right there, and then just draw your circle. I'm actually just gonna, like I said, since I don't have access to my tools right here, I'm gonna actually just use a circle tool. So let me go get that right here. Okay, sweet. And this one's a little bit different. I have to basically pick the lower left corner, make a box, and it'll make it tangent automatically, or it should be. I'm fighting this program, guys. Bear with me. So, okay, from this point to this point, and there we go. See? I'm very good at drawing circles, as you can see that. Okay, so, and let me just do lasso select. I just want to select this one, select this one, select this one, this one, and I thought they would all select. Okay, never mind. Okay, sweet. So now we have our circle. And actually, on the top view, we know that our circle is going to be completely visible. Let's go get one more circle because remember, there's a cutout. Okay, like I said, when you're drawing a circle, get your compass out. Okay, I know I said you probably don't need it, but actually for circles, you probably should try getting a compass. Unless you're doing an ellipse, so put your first point there, the point without the pencil, put another point right here because we know the radius of that cutout is this one. Gonna basically intersect these 4 points. So I'm just gonna kind of guess it really quick. Yeah, that's kind of good enough. And actually, if I hold it, it'll make a circle, but it's off center. Okay. So let's just do that really quick. Hopefully you guys already drew a circle, falling behind a little bit, but that's all good. So right here, it's right here, right here. Sweet. Now we have our circle, and we know this is going to be visible because if we look at our top view, or not our top view, our ISO view. Go pull this way. If we were shining a light directly above this, and then we're not going to get into the math where it's basically like if the the light is right here or like right up here. We're going to assume the light is infinitely far away and it's making basically just straight lines of light. So no shadows to the left or right, just basically just anything that is touched by light is lit up. This is lit up. Since there's a hole here, we actually wouldn't be able to see that surface I just kind of pointed out right there. So we know that this surface would be visible, and we know that this surface would be visible, and there would actually be no other surface visible for us. It's just going to be these two surfaces and that hole, but like I said, that hole is just going to be kind of like empty space. There's technically nothing there, okay? So let's go just fix everything up. So let's go connect the dots, get this tangent line. This is our back line, and this one right here is going to be the front, okay? So we actually just finished our top view. Okay, so it's pretty easy. And then if you want to double check, you see this vertex, there's no construction line. Project this to your miter line. Project this downwards. And it lines up with this line right here that we said, already pointed out. So, seems pretty easy. Now, let's go project our, let's go get those hidden lines for the cutout, because there's a hole here. We know that basically there's going to be a cutout right there, right? So, let's go kind of start working on it. So let's go project our uppermost point right here, and we're going to project it left and right, okay? Projecting it to the miter line. Okay, right here. Then get this point right here. Project it to that miter line again. Hopefully that's the right name of it, but you know, if it's not called the miter line, it's called a 45-degree line that projects stuff to the left, to the right view and the top view. So project this this way. Let me go. Well, we know it's going to intersect at this point right here, but let me just kind of get. There you go. There we go. Right there. Project this downwards now. So right here, downwards. Okay, same thing right here. Project this one downwards. And then we could actually just project the center too, but if we notice something, this line right here is actually in line with the center, so and it's actually already projecting it downwards. So we could actually just start kind of drawing now. So let's go start drawing those hidden lines. So we're gonna get the hidden line on the right view first. So just kind of like when you're doing this, let's go actually get the ruler this time. Let's go play around with this a little bit more. 90 degrees. Get your ruler. That is not right. Hold up. There we go. Yeah, get this. Hopefully this works. Get this right there. Get that in line with that, and then we could start kind of drawing our lines. Let's do that. I'm gonna get our hidden lines. Oh, there we go. Now let's go project this to the right to this one over here. Start drawing those hidden lines again. Okay. Ooh. So try to be more uniform with these. I'm just kind of guessing right now, but you know, I know there's some rules with these. Don't remember them right off the top of my head. And let's go get that center line. Okay. And let's go use blue. I like using blue for center lines. Red for hidden lines for me, blue for center lines. It depends on the company. My community college, like I said, we had some pre-loaded layers, so I just got stuck using those, and I can't think of hidden lines as yellow. So one more right there, and project this downwards. Alright. Alright, now let's go check the ruler out. Okay, now here's a real question. If you guys remember your line precedence, stuff like that, this center line actually would still be visible, but it actually gets it's covering up this hidden line. So actually we need to kind of draw another line over this. So like this is how I kind of do this. So we know that the hidden line, like I said, I'm just gonna make it overlap because it's not encapsulating the whole center line, but it's only encapsulating part of it. I'll double check the solution I'll double check the solution right now just because, sometimes these rules kind of get a little confusing. I'll admit that. So I've been doing this since 2015. So let's go check out the solution. And there is a center line right there, okay? The center line goes through, kind of like I said, the object line is kind of covering that center line up. Let's go extend that center line up a little bit more. Sometimes so it gets a little confusing. Yeah, good enough. So now let's go get these two more hidden lines. So like I said, now instead of like projecting the uppermost points in the top view, let's go project the two furthest left points. So this point right here, this point right here, okay? Gonna project those downwards now, so I'm gonna actually go right here, make this big. Can I still use this? Now let me fix that a little bit. We could actually use this again. Oh, there we go. 90 degrees. Get it. This point right here. Yeah, right there. Okay, project this line. And like I said, we could draw construction lines. Since we're almost done, let's actually just not. Okay, sometimes we don't need to, like this. So just get your hidden lines. Okay, right here. Good enough. Okay, project this one a little bit to the next one. Find that edge of that circle again up here. See that? Right there. Oh, try to get it as good as you can, okay? There we go. And let me go move it to the left because actually, if you always gotta, when you're doing these, you gotta kind of account for thickness. A lot of times what I'll do is before I'll do this, I'll actually put a little point here. Then I'll put a point at the point I want to kind of get at. Make sure that these are all good. If that looks good, I'll keep the lines and I'll kind of just start drawing the hidden line. It's kind of like a way to kind of double check stuff. So always kind of account when you're doing these for the thickness of the pencil. I know that sounds weird, but it kind of does mess things up a little bit sometimes. So let's go get this one right here. Let's go get those center lines again. So we know that there's going to be a center line from here to here. Oh, that is the wrong color. Oh, let me go redo that really quick. There we go. Get the color blue. Okay. Like I said, you guys don't have colors, so you guys got to kind of rely on, just on what you have access right now. So now I believe this is done. So let's go clear up our construction lines. We go get rid of this. Go back to full screen again. Okay, sweet. Let's go clear everything up. So clean this up. Let's go get rid of these construction lines. Okay, to make everything just nice and neat. Okay, get rid of these ones. There's a little dot right there. Let's just leave it. Okay, but like I said, if you guys notice, I have trouble trying to get stuff. And we are missing one thing. We're going to miss some center marks. So like I said, fun little fact about this drawing is we could actually keep... like I said, these will actually share a center mark because they're both concentric with each other. Concentric means that you have a circle, and inside that circle, there's another circle. This could go on forever and ever. There'll be another circle here, another circle here. As long as they're all sharing the same center, they're all concentric. And when that happens, just kind of share your little center marks. So, like I said, I'm just kind of guessing with this stuff. And let's go just make it a little bit like this. Okay, like right there. Right up here. This way. Okay, now one more. Oh, I don't know why that didn't start drawing, but there you go. Now, hopefully if you guys were following along, I know I didn't really stop too much for this one, but if you guys are following along, we have our drawing. We have our front view, our right view, and our top view, okay? So in the exam, everything is just going to be in pencil or whatever pencil you have. Like I said, you're not going to have the colors. Don't worry about the colors, but like I said, if you're doing this in AutoCAD, you need the colors because everything kind of blends it a little bit more. Okay, and don't forget to erase your construction lines afterwards. Don't leave them there, or maybe you're supposed to leave them. Maybe double check with the professor before you actually the exam. But okay, so we can double check again. We see this kind of like weird L-shaped surface, right? Yeah, we have this weird L-shaped surface, and then we actually can see the rest of the surface right here because of the cylinder. This angled surface, only visible in the front and the right view. front right, and then if we double check again, we have our top view, which is just a cutout because of that slope. One more surface right here, the 2x1, 2x1 right here, one line up here, two right here. Top surface, this weird shape right there, the edge of that circle, and then we have the little hole cut out right there. So, all right, now let's go double check the 3D model just to kind of double check. This is the one I made right here. This is just the isometric view of it. We zoom in, like I said, we have the hidden lines. If you want to double check, oh, you see this hidden line right here actually? There is one hidden line right here. Oh wait, but we actually wouldn't be able to see it because of the line precedence, okay? Because we project this right here. See that? These two share the same thing, okay? That's just sometimes you, like I said, I got a little confused, but so that line is visible from here. Let's go project it this way. See that? Okay. Like I said, just kind of pay attention with some of these curves. Sometimes you might get something like that. Say like, you wouldn't really see anything right now, but say like you would see that hidden line if, remember when I told you about if this was like a rectangle right here? So like imagine if this wasn't curved, this was a rectangle. Okay, hopefully I'm making some sense. Actually, let's go get rid of that one. Okay, if this was like a flat edge and this is a rectangle and what the top view kind of looked like a circle and then like a little cutout right there. Let's trim that out actually. Say like the top view looked like this, if this makes sense. You see that? If it looked like that, that curve would actually be visible. Okay, just keep that in mind. You might get something weird like that. Like I said, isometric views are a little bit confusing. Just kind of, like I said, visualize the drawing in 3D if you can. It's a little difficult. It's not a skill you should kind of immediately pick up, but it's really nice to learn what to do it. So, like I said, there's no hidden line right there. This hidden line wouldn't show up. The only hidden lines that would actually be visible would be the edge of this cutout. See that one? This line right here and this line right here would only be visible. This hidden line right here, not the entire thing would be hidden line in this on our front view right here if we had little memo. Like I said, if we had him right here, he would still see this line right here, but he wouldn't see anything past here and here. He wouldn't see this because this is in line with this, but because everything is kind of in line, like I said, your object precedence, your object line takes priority, okay? Now let's go to AutoCAD. So I'll be right back, and yeah, I'm gonna put a little star here so it helps me with the video editing star. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I got the 3D drawing right here. So this is kind of what it would look like in 3D. So we have our isometric view right here. If we go to the view cube and click on front, we have our front view. If you want to double check, let me see if I could hide that UCS icon. Let's go hide that really quick, okay? Okay, so if you remember what I was telling you about, the surface kind of, like I said, the surface kind of merges together. I actually went through my settings, and I kind of found a way to kind of hide that line, but as you can see, there is a slight line there, and if I hover, you see a line right there. That line wouldn't actually exist, but like I said, if you hover away from it, the lines kind of merge, and you don't see like a sharp vertex right here. You could also kind of look at the shade of the color. You see how it kind of gets darker when it curves in this direction? Same thing right here, it curves, but then it's brightest right here. That's your little hint. So this is our front view. I said you should have one box and some kind of weird, like, it looks like a finger, honestly. If you like get your left hand, point your index finger, it looks kind of like a finger. Okay, so now let's go look at our right view now. This is our right view. We have basically one large rectangle and then two little rectangles down there. If you want to double check your drawing, that's what you should see. And then, like I said, we're not including the hidden lines here, but if I actually want to double check how it looks like with it, I could click on this one over here. Hopefully this works. Yeah, you can see it. This line right here would be a hidden line. This line would be a hidden line, and there would be a center line right here. Okay. So let's go back to realistic view. Same thing right here. Look right here. Check the realistic again. Like I said, your center line would be this one. Hidden line would be this one. Your other hidden line would be this one. Okay. And let's go check that top view one more time. So, all right, you have your circle part. And you have your flat surface right there. If we go back to here, just to kind of see that line. This is actually what your drawing should look like. You're just missing the center mark at the top. That's about it. Okay. Now, I believe that is it. I will see if I could try doing one of the backup drawings for like one of the previous exams. I'll go kind of see what's up because those drawings are a little bit more difficult if I remember. And I think just me kind of walking through you with one of those would probably be really helpful. But we'll figure it out when we get there. So. I hope you guys enjoyed these videos, and I'll probably make more if you guys want more. So, alright, I think that'll be it, and I'll see you guys in your labs. Bye-bye.